Mambo ni matatu.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. Last year, especially towards the tail end of the year, was very difficult for me on this particular platform. And before I explain to you guys why it was very difficult for me, allow me to take you to a post which Rigathi Gachagua made today. Because that post is actually related to why last year towards the end of it was very difficult for me here. This is what Rigathi Gachagua posted today. And I want you guys to pay very close attention. I am honored to host like-minded legislators for a 3-day retreat at the coast. We shall have time to review the year that was and plan ahead for the year and the 10th August 2027 when Kenya will be liberated from the bad leadership we are in. Our DCP Organizing Secretary, Senator Mithika, will take the members through plans for the year. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Among those present are Senator John Mithu, Oleseki, John Kinyua, Kamau Murango, Karungu Pangwa, and John Nutu. Those are senators. For senators, yes, the numbers. MPs, Kamau Munyoro, James Gakuya, Wanjiku Muya, all those. But one man is missing from this photo. And that's why I began the video by telling you that last year was very difficult year for me on this channel. Because last year, I made some 2 comments which I repeated on multiple occasions. And majority of Rigathi Gachagua's allies and supporters were very angry with me. The first thing I talked about was that Rigathi Gachagua was actually a liability to the opposition despite the fact that he had the numbers. You see, last year you could deny the fact that Rigathi Gachagua was the kingpin in Mount Kenya. He had managed to remove William Ruto, UDA, and his allies from the mountain. That cannot be said as of today. But the truth is, Rigathi remains a liability. Because personally, I was really pushing for Matiang'i. Then, instead of fighting William Ruto, Rigathi Gachagua turned his gun on Fred Okengo Matiang'i. That annoyed most of his supporters because they viewed him as the alpha and the omega of the opposition. I don't know whether you still believe so. The second thing which I said, which is going to form the basis of this analysis, and I'm aware that most of you guys were present because this is something I insisted on, that Cleophas Malala was William Ruto's agent or Trojan horse in DCP. Because personally, Ruto used Malala to lure Mudavadi to UDA.
And I want to address the President of the Republic of Kenya, my party leader, with a lot of respect. I am not qualified to advise you, Mr. President. Lakini nisikize tu, you have a choice. Kwamba hawa watu ambao unataka kutumia kutoa naibu wako wa rais ambaye alisimama na wewe, unaweza kuwa unadhania you are impeaching Rigathi Gachagua. Kumbe umeanza safari yako ya kujitoa kwa kiti wewe mwenyewe. The same people wenye wanaleta motion na naambiwa kwamba wamechagua Junet Mohamed na Kaluma. Hawa watu wawili wataanza na kutoa naibu wako. But I want to assure you, hao watu in 2027 watakutoa wewe kama.
From nowhere, Ruto appointed Malala as the Secretary General of UDA. Then you want to tell me that these guys fell out. In fact, Malala was even serving as a minister without portfolio, for those who might not know, as the Secretary General of UDA, but he used to sit in those meetings. Then from nowhere, you want to convince me that William Ruto had fallen out with Malala to an extent that, he was kicked out. No way.
Have you become this heartless, Mr. President? Have you become this heartless to a sense that your deputy president is sick, but you're still fighting him down? Mr. President, we helped you, we fought for you to become president. We never knew that you'll become this man who does not care about his friends. You had the opportunity to even talk to the Senate because they have up to Saturday. But you decided to fight a sick person.
The person missing in the photo there, who ought to have been there, is Cleophas Malala. And Cleophas Malala has been skipping most of these Rigathi Gachagua's political events of late. And for me, that is a major political blow for Rigathi Gachagua. In this video, I want to reveal to you guys why Malala is clearly dumping Rigathi Gachagua is a major political blow, not only to Rigathi Gachagua, but to the DCP party. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, let me just go straight to the point. My first point is that the momentum which DCP had actually received after the Kesa ward by-election in Kakamega has now slowed down. Remember, DCP was perceived to be a Mount Kenya-based political party. Then they went and won in Narok. Then they went and won in Kesa. That was good for them, politically speaking. And they actually used them to gain momentum. Now with Malala out of the picture, Rigathi cannot claim that his party has presence in Kakamega. That is the reality. So it's going to slow their momentum down. Number two, and this is something I keep on repeating on this platform, and I will never tire from repeating it, that politics is a perceptional game.
Leo mgeni wetu wa heshima alikuwa party leader wetu Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua. Mumeona tumekawia, ingefaa tuanze saa 5 kamili. Lakini tukangoja hadi tunaona inafika saa 10, tukasema tuje na tuambie kwa nini hajakuja. Mheshimiwa party leader leo vile aliamuka asubuhi, William Ruto, rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, akasikia kwamba Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua anakuja Kisa East, akaamurisha kwamba asijaribu kutoka Nairobi. Na Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua alikuwa amelipia ndege yake chopa ya kukuja hapa. Wakaenda wakatisha yule mwenye hiyo chopa, kampuni ya hiyo chopa, wakasema watainyima biashara ya serikali. Hiyo chopa ikakataa kubeba Rigathi.
There is a perceptional value which Cleophas Malala brought to Rigathi Gachagua's camp. You see, granted, Rigathi Gachagua is kind of tribal a bit, and Rigathi Gachagua is marketing DCP as a Mount Kenya-based political party. Then we had Malala with this drama coming into the picture. And Malala tried to make it appear as if it was a national party. Yeah? So, perceptionally, the fact that Malala has left is a huge blow. Not only that, most people will now perceive Rigathi as the problem, because it seems Rigathi cannot work with the other leaders. He fell out with Ruto, he fell out with Uhuru, Moses Kuria, Ndindi Nyoro, all these other guys. So perceptionally, someone can assume that Rigathi is the problem and that he can't work with any other person. So strategically and perceptionally, Malala's departure is denting DCP party in a very big way. Number three, you see, just like I was trying to explain, there is the Luhya factor in 2027 politics. Serious one. Then there is also the Mount Kenya factor. Because Mount Kenya gave Ruto the highest number of votes. The Luhya nation is probably the most densely populated. The Luhya nation probably has the highest number of votes in Kenya after the mountain. So, number three is the Luhya factor in 2027 presidential elections in the Republic of Kenya. Granted, Mount Kenya and the Luhya nation will determine whether William Ruto will be re-elected or not. We're seeing Ruto making moves in the mountain. But if the mountain will just eat his money and then fail to give him 10% of the votes, then the Luhya nation also fails, then Ruto will be home. So Rigathi believed that he had consolidated the mountain. And after winning Case Award, there was also the perception that Ruto is focusing on the Luhya nation, and therefore Malala could help. Malala and Malala could help sway them to the united opposition. Now with the departure of Malala, who do you think can sell DCP in the Luhya nation? I don't see. And number four, and this is why someone was asking whether Ruto is a genius. The killer strategy which he used. Ruto managed to infiltrate Rigathi Gachagua and made him appoint Wambugu Ngunjiri as a key communication strategist. He realized that later, removed him. Currently, it's now obvious that Malala was a Trojan horse. So which means Ruto strategically managed to penetrate Rigathi Gachagua's camp. And it was part and parcel of those decisions. So, now Rigathi is actually exposed. And lastly, if you remove Malala from DCP, can you name for me the SG of DCP party or the organizing secretary? You can't. But you could clearly tell Malala as a deputy party leader. In fact, most people still assumed that Malala was the SG of DCP. And the fact that Malala is now dumping Rigathi Gachagua confirms one thing, that Rigathi is now treble leader. That's why even the list of the people attending this event is significant. I don't know what to think. That's my take. Until next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.